Aldridge, COO of Talentcare. She's going to give us a quick demo of the Talentcare product suite.
Perfect. All right. Well, Chris, thanks so much for having us today. I'm going to talk a little bit about Talentcare. So one thing to note, Talentcare has a whole platform of solutions, all related to hiring and retention of frontline workforce. Our goal is to make that as easy as possible for employers. Our clients end up attracting more of the right job candidates. They are set up to become the employer of choice, and as a result, they hire loyal and high-performing teams. We're based out of Austin, Texas, and I would say over the years, our clients would tell you that we've spent a lot of time listening to them. So we've done a lot of work to enhance our platform through curated partners. That's both additional solutions as well as integrations. So what I'm going to be talking about today is employer reputation. And over the next couple of slides, you're going to learn both why it matters and what it means to be good and well managed, which are really two different things. Talentcare is a pretty data-driven company, so everything that we do sort of starts from something that looks like what you see on the screen. This one looks a little scary, and it is. This is really a visualization of why employees are leaving companies in droves right now and why recruiting is so unbelievably hard. This snapshot on the left is Net Promoter Score of employees since Q1 of 2020 to Q2 of 2022. So just before the pandemic, obviously up to present day. And the big takeaway here is that employee Net Promoter Score is down 54%. Work-life balance is the category of ratings that have seen the greatest decline in sentiment, and management is the lowest rated category among all of those that employees can leave reviews and ratings about. So why is this important for recruiting? Well, because roughly 9 out of every 10 job seekers goes to those job board profiles to read those reviews before they decide whether to apply with your company. So 9 out of 10 people are going and checking out what former employees, current employees have to say about you as a company. So if your rating is below a 3.5, if you're not responding to all of the reviews that somebody is leaving, the likelihood is you're just not getting enough candidates because people are choosing not to apply. So we talked a little bit about why it matters, but what is a good reputation? A good reputation is obviously one with a higher score. The more stars that you have, the more people are going to apply. But a well-managed reputation does a few other things. We talked about responding to reviews. It also turns your internal employees into evangelists. And this is how it works. So when you're working with Talentcare, we will go and brand your profile on both Indeed and Glassdoor, which are the two most widely used job boards in the United States today. And then we will help you evangelize your team. We send out campaigns by text and by email. And this is typically to recently onboarded team members or potentially team members who have a high affinity for your brand, people who are very enthusiastic about why they joined your company and have some good things to say. And then we also respond to all reviews, positive, negative, or neutral. This is helpful, especially with Gen Z or millennials. They really want to work in a place where they know that their voice is going to be heard and that they can contribute to a mission. So showing that you're engaged, that you welcome input from your team, and potentially even talking about how you're using that input to create internal change can be a useful tool. And then all along the way, we are providing you with insightful data around how your employer reputation is trending and opportunities that you have to leverage to improve your employee experience. So this is the difference. So on the left, you see a real Talentcare client. And right away, you can obviously tell that it makes a pretty big impression. People can readily see kind of what the environment would be like, what they may be joining, what they're getting themselves into when they choose to apply with your company.
It's very visual.
And yes, it's very visual. The other thing, and I'm just going to stop this screen share and switch over to the live Indeed platform because I think it makes a pretty big impact. So let me just switch over here. And we'll do this. Okay. So now you should be seeing that same profile. This is live. So we are on Indeed's platform right now. And so we've talked a little bit about the images. This is on a page on Indeed called Why Join Us. And you really can shape this into whatever you want it to be. But the other thing that I want to show you on the platform is the review tab. And this goes back to those curated reviews and ratings coming from your employee evangelists. So if you scroll through, obviously, you're going to have some reviews that come in from people who maybe are exiting employees, or, typically you can kind of think of employer reviews in the same way that you think of product reviews, in that most often the people who do that organically, do that on their own, are people who are somewhat dissatisfied, right? And they have a reason why they want to go and shout that to the rooftops. But you really have to work on the consumer side to get people who are satisfied with your products or services to go and help build up your reputation. And it's really not any different with your employee group. So the lovely thing about those curated reviews and ratings is that you can see on Spavia, you really have a lot of positive reviews and ratings peppered in with some of those that are going to come in sort of organically on their own. So lots of 5-star ratings there. If we switch over to Inland Imaging, this is that same Why Join Us page that had all of those visuals on the Spavia site. And, you can tell right away, it's just difficult for somebody to really know, what is the workplace going to be like? What's my team going to be like? So this is kind of a missed opportunity.
Yep.
And then if you click on the review tab and you kind of scroll through, you can see that you've got some of those positive, but really a lot more of the negative ratings peppered in with a handful of the positives. And so this can really make a difference in the impression that somebody has of your workplace and whether they choose to ultimately click that apply button and start a conversation with you. So that is employer reputation in a nutshell. And I guess the big question is, which company would you apply to?
Spavia. Most definitely. What type of impact can you guys make with a page like that in terms of the rating, would you say?
Yeah, I think it kind of depends on where we're starting from, right? So if we're coming in and the employer's at a 2.5 and they have maybe 10 reviews, we can increase that pretty quickly. It depends also on the size of their existing team, right? So if they have a couple hundred employees, we can curate some positivity pretty quickly. If they have a really high volume of ratings on the platform already, it's a little bit harder to move the needle, and we have to work through that plan really on a custom case-by-case basis.
Why do you think employers struggle so much with pages like that, and just recruiting aspects of recruiting like that itself?
I think there's a couple of things. So one is marketing in most companies tends to be segmented outside of recruiting or HR, and marketing has their own initiatives and goals that they're chasing. So the branding aspect is often overlooked in terms of recruiting. But also, it tends to be the thing that gets pushed to the back burner, right? If you're doing lots of work to get jobs posted on different platforms and review candidates and schedule interviews, making the time to go and reach out to a team member and ask them for a review, or go check out what's happening on the profiles and respond, kind of gets pushed to the side for those more urgent tasks. And so that's one of the biggest benefits, I think, for a lot of Talentcare clients is, they know that it's going to be taken care of, and they can sort of set it on autopilot.
Yeah, it's a good peace of mind there to have.
Yeah.
Yep, cool. And just briefly, run down the other features of Talentcare. What else do you guys do there?
Yeah, so really what you saw today was the activation of the employer brand in the marketplace. We actually help clients build their employer brand from the ground up. So going through that process of focus groups and interviews, surveys, trying to understand what are the most compelling aspects of who they are as an employer, and actually shaping the storyline for them so that they can build that into their messaging and activate it in the way that you saw today, and other ways in their internal and external communications. We have an ATS platform, job distribution and recruitment marketing solutions. We do lots of data analysis. I mentioned we're pretty data driven, so we do turnover analysis and help our clients understand if there are specific locations or regions or role types that are really contributing to higher turnover that they need to hone in on, and kind of help them kind of figure out what those details are.
Well, great stuff, Elle. Tell the viewers out there where to go to learn more.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Talentcare.com. Pretty easy to find us. There's a couple of ways that you can interact with us on the website. Submit a form, request a demo. You can reach out to me, Elle Aldridge, and it's pretty easy to find me on LinkedIn, or you can shoot me an email. Happy to have a conversation with anybody that's curious about anything.
Great. Well, thanks for your time today, Elle. It was great seeing the product, and good luck to you guys there at Talentcare.
Thanks so much, Chris.
All right.